Warm welcome to all our viewers. This is Dr. Medini Kagli from FFD. So today we have Mr. Pavan Kumar from Bangalore. So he is a senior manager at a German automobile company. So a warm welcome to you as well, Mr. Kumar. So since he's from Bangalore, Hegidira, Mr. Kumar. So Hegidira is typically how are you in Kannada. So yeah, please go ahead, sir.
So, ನಾನು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದೀನಿ and it's a great privilege to be a part of this session with you, Dr. Medini, and all my gratitude as well as appreciations towards FFD, Freedom from Diabetes, and really they are doing a great job. Thank you for introducing.
Thank you. Thank you for that short and sweet introduction about yourself. So coming to the part of reversal that we've been talking about even before we went live for this session, there were very beautiful and nice insights that you've given me. So with long-standing diabetes for nearly 10 to 11 years approximately, and you were detected at a very early age. So could you please just tell us that what made you join FFD and this entire reversal journey of 1 year? So how did you make that transformation? So the audience, all of us want to know from you. So please could you share your experience with us?
Yeah, sure. Yes, it's been quite a difficult journey for me for the last 10 to 12 years that I was diabetic with type 2. And as things progressed, as my work progressed, my roles increased, responsibilities increased, got married, had kid, and all of these things will only get adding to my stress levels. And I was somehow feeling that I had kind of neglected my health aspect in there, and I was only caring for all the near and dear ones, and never got a time to love myself. And it so happened, 2020 was a little rough year for me, wherein I lost my father, and this was the first time in the first wave of COVID. Myself, my wife also got into COVID. We had to be isolated from our son, who was around 8 years, and he had to be away from us for about 18 days when we were in quarantine. A lot of things. That was the time when I started with Sri Sri, and I joined a little bit of meditation and these kind of sessions. And later on, I was browsing through Facebook at that time still, and I got in search of the page and Facebook on Freedom from Diabetes. I really did not believe something like diabetes can be reversed. I mean, my father was a doctor, and he also had diabetes for 35 years, and it could have been reversed. Being a doctor, would have definitely told about it, and he would have probably followed. This was my connection. And then I looked at a lot of videos on YouTube. I also touched with one of the persons who was a part of FFD, and I had staying, and I happened to get in touch with him. Happening, this is real, and he lost about 6 kgs in just 2 months, and his medications has reduced and things like that. And then that motivated me to really give it a try. I mean, I had nothing to lose. What may happen is just that I'll be in the same state of health. If something goes well, my health will improve, and this is definitely going to help me in the longer run.
Right.
And this thought in mind, I joined the first session, and this was the reason for me to really start off with FFD.
Right.
Okay. And
yeah, so within a very short span, like nearly 1.5 months, you were off insulin as well as medications. So that was a reversal, yes, one major point. But with that, you were also off medications for your hypertension as well as cholesterol. So how did you manage, having such a stressful working life in one of, the biggest German automobile companies, plus to have a balance with your current lifestyle? So how did you manage all that and have such a perfect balance? So, I mean, very few people can actually, cope up with that kind of balance in life. So would you like to share something on it?
Yes. This was a very, let's say, a difficult thing to start off with, with different dietary protocols that we start with our FFD journey with phase one, wherein we are asked to take certain types of food, give away dairy products and things like that. And also, it is like, you start with mild exercises. I never used to do any kind of physical activity. It was all just looking at television and things like that. And starting to do one or two Surya Namaskars itself was a big deal for me at that time. But then I have now completed twice or thrice 108 Surya Namaskars at a stretch. And slowly but surely, I feel that the dedication with which the FFT team supported us as a group, that we were there, the whole group was charged up, and it was all the energy which was transmitted in this group held us in such a kind of a coherence. And this was the biggest motivation, I would say. And every day, whether it is like, your meal portion, is it good, is it right, is it not, all these feedbacks used to come to us. And this actually helped me to have that trust and confidence that yes, we are on the right track. And as it went for like, consistently in the 1 month's time, 1.5 months time, I started seeing that, my medication started decreasing, hypertension also started decreasing. I had new levels of energy which was flowing into me. I was able to concentrate more, able to focus on my work life. I was also able to give that kind of a mind space to my own family. Yeah, previously it was all stress going on, but then it was now a little different.
Right.
Okay. So this way, I would say that yes, we need to take out time for ourselves. And somehow I felt that yes, this is the right time for me. And I did do a little bit of time management, looked at my calendars and ensured that I have a little bit of time, half an hour to 45 minutes for my exercises every day, and not jeopardizing anything on my work life. So
Right.
this way, yes, I was able to maintain that life balance.
Right. Even in your write up, so I was just reading through. So you said that you had never fasted before, neither even exercised. So how did you cope up fasting for like 6 to 7 days and even started with an exercise routine? And I believe now you're doing it consistently. So what is that, magic that you have that you've been so consistent and persistent and, exercising and following a very good dietary protocol as well as fasting? So, yeah, please could you just tell us about it?
Yeah, it was really a shocker, when the phase two started, wherein we went into this intense diet phase, intense, stepping up the exercise levels and all that. I was wondering, I mean, what is happening now? We are talking about intermittent fasting, we are talking about 2 meals, we are talking about just 1 meal. And then there was a surprise week wherein they said, okay, guys, can you think about a long fasting wherein you're not actually having any meals, but then you're really hitting that kind of a keto, yeah, to really start off with that kind of a weight loss.
Right,
Initially, it looked really difficult. There were again motivating stories from people who were in like, a little bit faster, a little bit slower in our groups, and who had done 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, and these messages used to come. And every time I used to see this, I was like, getting more and more inspired that yes, I can even do it. And to my surprise, I did it straight for 6 days, wherein I did not have any food. It was all on water, shahi pani, whatever we prepared, a little bit of cucumber or a little bit of a small veg clear soup that is there in the night.
right. So
But
just
then
let
it
me
was
interrupt you
tremendous.
here. Yeah, I'm just interrupting you here. So you said you fasted for 6 to 7 days, and all the group energies and the dynamics on the group really motivated to, do so. So what kind of energies that really motivated for you to fast for 6 to 7 days? A person who's never fasted before has, gone through this phase. So, I mean, what was it?
The sheer thing that in the first 2 months that you are gotten rid of your medication, your insulin. I had to prick myself every day. That has gone out now. My medicines came down. Already it was like, let's say, in thousands of rupees every month, and all of that was zero.
Right.
The very thought of imagining myself to take out that pen and put a needle onto that is now scaring. And I
Right.
said, I don't want to really get back to that. So if the protocol is asking me to really do this, there should be some meaning behind it, because for the last 2 months it has given me some good success. And then, I will have to stick to that. This was the real motivation, plus the surprise group sessions with Dr. Pramod Tripathi, and his words of wisdom as well as motivation, kept us going, I would say. That's
Right.
really a great motivation in terms of group sessions that we had.
Yes, as you mentioned, you were detected with diabetes at a very young age. So maybe just one message that you would like to give your younger self, that you would like to change maybe in the past. Of course, we cannot go back and change our past, but somewhere, I mean, something that you could, throw a light on.
Absolutely. I mean, when I really joined this, I felt it is too late for me to join, and I had my own doubts whether I'll be really able to become free, because there were a lot of stories wherein people had become free, people have not become free, people are like have reduced drastically their medication. A lot of things were there, but the let's say the goals that we set in the phase 2, phase 3 times, and if we take care of ourselves from the time when we get this point, wherein there are people who are just pre-diabetics or just entering into that stage, and we really monitor ourselves and take good care of our health in terms of parameters, in terms of like regular setting up a routine, whether it is food, exercise, meditations and things like that, I'm sure that the entire world will become diabetes free, at
Right.
least for type 2 for sure. Yeah. And this is what I felt. I should have joined this program a little earlier, but then better late than never. I'm blessed to be a part of this program, I would say.
Right. And tell me one thing, which was your most favorite part of the program, which you've never, experienced before, and doing it, gave you the utmost pleasure, and you felt so good doing it. Like the most favorite part.
I would say I have, let's say, two in that way. One is definitely our super nutritious green smoothie that we
Wow.
drink, and it just gives you that kind of an energy which you probably a Red Bull cannot give me. Yeah, that's what I can compare it to. And second most important thing is, like, in this chaotic lifestyle, in at least in the last 2 years that we had with pandemic setting in, not able to get out of the house, washing every veggies that we get, washing everything that we get inside the house, and being so very peculiar, the stress levels had increased,
Right.
and the inner transformation, yeah, particularly the meditation aspect, that gave a soothing touch, and it calmed the mind. And with a calm mind, I would say that you can really conquer anything in this world. And these two, especially, of course, apart from the physical exercise regime that I am also inside now, but definitely meditation is something which will heal, which healed a lot in within myself.
Right. You spoke a lot about self-love. So self-love is something, is a need of the hour, and everyone is
Yes.
talking about it. So tell us something about it. Like, how did you decide that, yes, I have to do this, and this 1 year of my journey is solely going to be for me and yourself? I mean, so I mean, how was it?
I still remember the call that I got from my exercise expert. This was in the very beginning stage, maybe in just about 15 days, and things like that. She
Right.
only told one sentence, yeah, Pavan, let this 2021 be your fittest year. Okay, still remember
Wow.
her words. And
Wow.
then this somehow, it clicked in me that, yes, why can't this be? And I simply felt that, okay, let me try to be fit. Yeah. And then, as days progressed, I lost about 15 kgs. Now I have put on another 3 or 4, but I'm constantly managing it to be between the range what is prescribed.
Normal range. Yes.
And then people started looking at me, and they said that, you've gone back to your old days, you're looking 15 years younger, you're looking like a college boy. And my wife was like, if you start looking like this, what should I do, and things like that. And that, that really gives a lot of pleasure. And when you see in your mirror, what
Right.
I feel is, when you see yourself in the mirror, are you able to make an eye contact with the same person in the mirror, and you should be feeling happy about that person.
Yes.
That was not with me before. And
Mhm.
now when I see, with real, good fit, whether it is a wardrobe thing, or your fitness level, or your smile, and the way you are able to dress up properly and things like that, I mean, that really gives a lot of attributes that you are in a right way. And this motivated me. Definitely, I have to be selfish, I have to love myself, and this is for first is myself, but then definitely with this I have able to taken care about my work in a much better way. I'm able to focus there in a very good way. I'm able to
Right.
care for my son's studies in a better manner, able to have a good family life. I mean, what else can somebody ask for? And this is how I got inspired to let's say love myself and be what I wanted to be always.
Right. So getting off of medications, self-love, grooming a very nice personality, I must say, is a perfect blend of the most, the perfect holistic approach. I would put
Yes.
it in that way. And also in 2021, around October, November, you cleared your GTT. So how did you feel after clearing the GTT and winning that medal? So how was it?
Oh God. I mean, that was like, kind of a run for a World Cup, yeah, for me. And I still remember when I created my first vision board, and I told that, I want to clear GDT, but I was not confident on that time. Yeah, I was like, probably, yeah, maybe I will miss it. I will be IGT. I will not be a GTT pass and all that. So these things were going on in my mind, and slowly the glycemic ladder started. I was able to like, oh yeah, I have cleared this 1 week, second week done, third week done, fourth week done. And there was one time like, oh, I just missed it by 3 points on my glucometer, yeah, things like that.
Mhm.
But when it was the day for me when I went in for the GTT, it was like calm, relaxed. I had all the meals the previous day, wherein it's not about just going on an empty stomach or doing some kind of a thing. And when I got the results, I was like, man, it brought a different smile on my face. And I cannot tell you how happy my wife was, and the way he was like, my mom was like, if your father was alive and being a doctor and seeing you off this, it would have been a different world for him. Yeah. I cannot express that kind of an emotion now, but it's really something miraculous, I would say. And I want each and everybody to really experience this. And of course, yeah, it's just not one time. It has to be sustained. We have to really continue doing a lot of these things, but then at least your body has given you a chance that you can lease out a little bit more in your life. You can put what you can say. It's not about adding years to life, but you're like adding life to the age that we are, and this is what I'm trying to do now.
Lovely, lovely. You have a lovely message given to all of us, and you've briefed so well every aspect of reversal, not just the diabetic part, not only the sugars, but also cholesterol, your blood pressure, your overall personality, and the choice of self loving, which is, I mean, really beautiful. So, one takeaway message for our audience and all our viewers, I think they must be patiently waiting for it. So, one takeaway message for all of us. Please go ahead.
um First of all, it's a great feeling to be free of diabetes, and I have to sustain it. So
Yes.
I have told to myself that yes, this is something which I will have to really sustain throughout my life. Yeah, that's the thing. Second thing, I really want to thank Dr. Pramod Tripathi, Dr. Malhar, that with their motivation, their vision of
Right.
creating such happy people around the world. We had people from every nook and corner of the world, and people are happy there. And I was also being a mentor and all that stuff. And all I could tell you is I would like to be associated with FFD throughout my life. I wish that FFD is going great heights and to a great success. This is a wholehearted wish, and I can do whatever is possible in my scope to really make that happen. And to all my viewers here, if they are seeing me, listening me, all I can tell you guys is try loving yourself. yeah, a little bit more than what you do now. Because if you are fit, if you are healthy, you can take on anything. Yeah. Otherwise, it's just not possible for you. Your body will create all sorts of limitations for you, and then your dreams will only become dreams. But now I feel I can dream anything, and I can even realize that dream because I have a sound body, and with that also a sound mind. Yeah,
Wow,
so this
wow.
is what I would say.
Thank you so much, Mr. Pavan. It was amazing having this conversation with you. And it was a lovely, insightful session. Also, I got to learn so much from you and how different everybody works. So thank you so much for your message and your time. I congratulate you not only for your reversal, but also for being so consistent in all your efforts. Your efforts are really appreciated. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot for your
Thank you.
time. All right.